Good evening, good afternoon, or good morning, depending from where you're watching us from. These are our faces. I'm Oscar, your host, and with me is Alberto. And tonight we'll be watching another quarterfinal, Hungary versus Japan, one of the newcomers versus a confirmed and experienced team. Let's see how this plays out. Alberto, are you excited to see this match?
It's really an interesting match. I believe Japan has a really strong team this year. I believe with they could be a candidate for the final this year.
They definitely have the talents and level to join a final, so we wish that for them. The outcome of this match, the winner of this match is going to race against the winner of Poland versus Sweden, not Switzerland.
Yeah.
Which is going to be played tomorrow night at 20 UTC. As we have 3 seconds to go before they can cross the start line. First race is going to be on the M course with the star, so a long upwind, half a downwind, half an upwind, and then another long downwind in the star, which is one of the boats with the strongest and most efficient wind shadow. So the downwinds are definitely battles, but we definitely see battles in the downwind. Going to be worth commentating on.
Absolutely amazing start for the Japanese team. Definitely they won the start, but it's an early race. Anything could happen.
Early race indeed. We have Visador and Kispe on the Hungarian side, and Yutsuki and Wimui on the Japanese side. We've seen these four players before in the group stages for the Nations Cup.
Safe tackle for Yutsuki. Oh, bad attack by Visador over Kispe. On the sails of Kispe. And before Visador have a position of advantage over Yutsuki. Right now there is no possibility, and is definitely behind.
Currently the Japanese in a 1-2, not any puffs anytime soon for the players who are averaging at around 60 knots currently, a bit less, 15.8 for Mumui. So if you look at the horizon over there towards the city, you do see some darker patches slowly coming down, so puffs and shifts will be coming soon. And looking at the chat, I see Lefka again. I hope you're doing well. I'm really looking forward to the broadcast, and as always, I'll be the first to start watching. I know that Japan is strong on the eSailing Nations Cup, but I'm rooting for both. That's what we like to see. Japan is definitely the favorite for tonight because, Hungary doesn't have a big history in the Nations Cup. But we're all rooting for both. Japan to finally win game, and the newcomers to prove that they are, it seems to be reckoned to be, considering, I haven't lost any news, but a strong team. And Pablo Zamora on Twitch saying buenas. Hope you're doing well.
Yep.
And I just want to make sure that I can see the comments on both YouTube and
Twitch right now.
Twitch.
At the moment, the Japanese are split, so I believe also the Hungarian has to do the same. Just remember, this one is the new mic course. So long upwind, short downwind, short upwind, and long downwind in the end. So we will not see a lot of battle right now, especially because they round the mark a little bit too far. And now the skill about the Japanese team is to try and get as much advantage as possible in the next upwind, so they can try to run away from the Hungarian. Ooh, really close for friendly fire here between Yutsuki and Mumui. And they're really close. Really close.
They're really close. They're going to have to be careful when they round that mark. Obviously, a friendly fire here will mean that the Hungarians will be able to overtake. But Mumui is going to ease his sails and slow down the Hungarians to allow Yutsuki to gain a bigger advantage. Mumi's not going to risk too much on Kispe to avoid getting in a 1-2 scenario. Well, a 1 versus 2 scenario where he could be pushed to 4th place, and a 1 in 4 is a losing combo.
Yeah, in the 2v2, you just do not need the last position. Everything else allow you to win. If you have the 4th, you're going to lose. Seems that the penalty that was given during the mark trap was not enough for Yutsuki to run away, as Visidor found a massive left wing shift nearby the mark. Don't know why Yutsuki did not go with a closer cover of Visidor, but yeah. Mui is in the lead, Yutsuki.
And they're still in the lead, but the Hungarians are still very close, meaning that on the downwind, we're likely going to see them being able to catch up and see some fighting between the two teams. We see Mui going a bit further out on the left. Yutsuki is going to stay on the right, and Kispe is going to go straight onto Yutsuki, while Visidor is slowly going a bit more towards the left to try to get Mui. He's currently wind shadowing both Yutsuki and Kispe for a moment, but Kispe managed to steer away out of his teammate's wind shadow and was slowly starting to overtake, and actually is continuing to do that, currently taking 2nd place. Mui still in 1st, and Yutsuki is going to be pushing Kispe towards the right further, and Mui doing the same thing to Visidor as Kispe tries to jibe onto port, takes the penalty from Yutsuki.
Still not finished here. They're really, really close.
Yeah.
There is a battle between Kispe and Mui that is really, really interesting.
You see the same one over there at the top of the screen between between Visidor and Yutsuki. Kispe takes a penalty from Mui.
But Mui didn't manage to have a nice distance between him and he is the captain of the Hungarian team.
And looks like Visidor actually managed to take 1st place, so that's gonna mean that Yutsuki is coming back to help his teammate and make sure that Kispe is in 4th.
Yeah.
As Kispe takes another penalty from Mui, and looks like it's going to be too late for him to try to catch up and put another penalty on the Japanese to retaliate. And it's going to be a 1 in 4 for the Hungarians, 2 in 3 for the Japanese, so that's 5 points each. But the fact that Hungary crossed the finish line first means that the point goes to Japan.
Nice. Really, really interesting first race. Really, really happy of how they fight, and there is a really, really strange situation where the Japanese Yutsuki actually create a trap for Visidor, and Visidor caught into him, so he get the win, but it was not enough for the victory of the race.
Let's switch to the overall scoreboard.
Yep.
There we have it. This time we can see the colors correctly. Yeah. And let me update the
results.
Score. Yeah. It is a 1-0 for Japan. 9 races in total, or first one to reach 5 points. Basically, yeah. Continues to the semifinal. First one goes to the Japanese after a close finish, an intense fight until the finish line. And next up is going to be in the Ilka, a 3v3. And we're going to see Xunia, Das Boot, and TTH Viag on the Hungarian team. FSC Kazuki, Kanako, and Mui on the Japanese team is going to be the N-shaped course with an average wind of 19 knots on the course. With all players in, so the start can be given.
is okay.
So first point goes to Japan. It was a close finish. Do you think the Hungarians will be able to take the next one? Kazuki Kanako
Absolutely,
versus
we
Tsunev
saw
Disputes.
that there is a possibility for them to fight really strongly. So I have no doubts that we'll see another nice fight right now.
Well, with the Ilka, it's going to be a lot more nervous than the Star. It's a lot faster to maneuver, a lot quicker on the downwind as well, and still has a very efficient wind shadow. And Levka, good race indeed, and his nickname is Zef Levka 6912 on the game.
Nice, good to hear that. He's the guy Nocturne from yesterday, right?
Yep, that was one whose father was an Olympian.
In the Olympian, yeah, nice. Thank you to be nice to be you for you to be back. 5 seconds to the start seems a good start for the Japanese, but not that good. Mumu penalty and TTH Virag in penalty. What do you think?
So we had both Hungarians out of penalty continuing on starboard, both of the Japanese going on port, and then one from each team taking a penalty. So fairly even start.
Yeah.
We see Xunia attacking over Mimi, trying to slow him down, and that's going to allow for Das Boots to do a down on Mimi, but having to avoid Xunia and tack underneath him after this. FSC Kazuki is above Xunia. We see another penalty on Mimi. And that was just a TH Virag trying to increase the penalty time on him as Kanako tacks over TH Virag.
Yeah. Seems at the moment the Hungarian are fighting for the first position, but the Japanese are a little bit better in positioning themselves. Definitely not a victory for anyone here.
Too soon to call it, and
in the mark.
Yeah, we do see one of the Hungarians in the wind shadow of the Japanese, Das Boot. The Japanese are slightly in front, meaning that they have better control over the fleet on the upwind, but they don't have that much of a lead. And let's see the crossover here with Xunia and FSC Kazuki. FSC Kazuki is going to do a dial down, but a bit too aggressive, and Kazuki takes the penalty. And that's going to allow Xunia to take a couple of places in front of some of the Japanese, to maybe do a mark trap if he's not mark trapped himself by Kanako. And it's going to
does Boot try the same?
Mark round in like Xunia taking the penalty from Muimui. Kanako staying above, and as you said, Das Boot also taking a penalty. But this sweep is still very close, so definitely not over yet. They have a big downwind over here, so Xunia needs to stay close and try to slow down some of the Japanese to allow his teammates to come back. He did push Kazuki a bit. Rule 31 for TTH Virag, that's unfortunate, as Xunia is going to try to put a wind shadow on Muimui. But Muimui is going fast, might be able to pull away. And it was Kazuki trying to slow down Xunia to prevent him from catching up on his teammate Muimui. Doing a great job at that.
Yeah.
And a 1-2 is a winning combo for 3 versus 3.
And this is almost a victory now. Really well done from Kazuki. A lot of problem on opening up for the Hungarian. They cover each other. There should be someone in defense of Tsunya, so he could attack Muimui. Tsunya was left alone against Kazuki, and TTH Virag was covering those both. So some issue from the Hungarian teams. But yeah. And this one is a really well-deserved victory for the Japanese team that is racing in an impeccable way.
It was a very well raced from the Japanese. Could have turned at any point. TTH Virag taking a penalty from Kazuki, doing some work at the back. Zunya is still the one closest to the first and second of the Japanese team, Kanako and Mumi.
Kazuki is doing a masterclass behind.
Zunya, no, that was Mumi touching the mark.
No, I'm speaking about Kazuki behind,
Yeah.
fighting with Dust Boot and TTH Virag and dominating on both of them. Really well done from the young talent from Fukuoka Sailing Club.
Watch out for friendly fire for the two Hungarians. We did see Zunya manage to gain a bit on the two Japanese, Mimui taking the penalty on the mark. Allowed Zunya to take a couple meters, so maybe with a good shift, a lucky attack, he might be able to overtake him and put enough penalties on him to allow his teammates to catch up. Will that be enough to overtake? We don't know. Because there is a, how many meters?
20,
100 meters
20,
difference.
25.
Between Mimui and TTH Virag.
Once Kazunya get to Mimui and manage to give him a penalty, you can try to let Das Boot to come back, but at the moment there is no chance for the Hungarian to come back.
Yeah, they would have needed a longer upwind or another leg to maybe do that.
Yeah.
Actually, a longer upwind, because just another downwind might have just allowed the Japanese to sail away again if they reached the downwind first. But it looks like Zunya will take third place for the Hungarians, as Kanako and Mimi will take a first and second. FSC Kazuki is still trying to fight with Dust Boot, as Dust Boot takes a penalty from FSC Kazuki, ramming him from behind. And Kazuki is going to tag over TTH Virag. He lost fourth place, but actually maybe not even. Yeah, that's good. Managed to cross.
Yeah, he lost the fourth place. Yeah.
But doesn't really matter because a 1-2 is a winning combo. So.
Yeah. So he's an 8-13 for the Japanese team. And we're going to start soon the next one.
Yep, let's switch to the scoreboard. And there we have it. So currently 2-0 for Japan against Hungary. Again, a close race. The deciding moment was during that last part of the upwind into the reaching for the first downwind, and then the downwind just confirmed that that gap between the first and second of the Japanese with the rest of the Hungarian fleet. Next up is going to be in the J70A 4v4 N-shaped course again, and like November, with a 19 knots average on the course.
Yes.
We're going to see Zunya, Grega, Kispe, Vizador for Hungary, Kazuki, Minar Visel, Yuko, and Yutsuki, Japan.
Really great roster for the Japanese with the two finalists. I believe also Yutsuki was in Italy, right? In the final in Italy.
Yeah.
So
he was definitely one of the finals.
Yeah. We're still missing 1 sailors.
We're missing Yuko.
the other finalists, I believe. So only Mine was not a finalist in the Japanese team.
And I see the Japanese captain typing in the chat.
Yeah.
So we might delay that race.
Yeah, I'm working. Calling you.
And if not, what's the rules for the substitution? If they want to swap some
And they
players?
have one substitution they can do. One full substitute.
See, Yuko has the phone symbol on Discord. And looks like he is coming. We give him an extra minutes.
Let's see. Yeah. What time is it in Japan at the moment?
Probably around 5 a.m.
The alarm didn't work for tonight.
Or maybe it wasn't strong enough.
Maybe it was strong enough.
There, I see him on the water. So I'll wait for him to turn his boats.
Yep.
Quick tack, jibe, or something, just to show me that he's in control. Or otherwise, I'm just going to wait for the countdown to finish. Okay, he's moving. Do you want us
he's
to,
in the set. Yeah.
Yeah. Want us to start now or wait for the countdown?
I think we can go.
Let's go then. Start procedure has been given. Lefka saying AGG. I believe we have about a 40-second delay between YouTube and us.
Okay.
And let's
55 seconds for the start. $18 seconds to the start. Seems actually the Hungarian except for the with the penalty of Kasunia seems in a better position. 2, 1, and start.
Bit of a late start by Yuko.
Yeah.
Crossing 5 seconds after the gun. Mini RV Sail taking a penalty from Grega.
Yeah.
Spey is gonna double tack. Might be able to touch Kazuki, but did not, and is gonna continue to slow down Mini RV Sail. Tacks again above Mini RV Sail. We see Grega here coming on starboard fast, trying to catch Kazuki.
Yeah, there is a Kazuki and Yutsuki in.
Ooh, Grega getting stuck.
Yeah. In the lead, Mina and Yuko in the last position. But Grega, they're racing really, really close. So the skill of how you conduct the boat is really, really fundamental here, because there is the risk of blocking yourself against the wind. There is the risk of not touching the right button, etc., etc. So the skill about conduction here is really, really important. And as you can see, Visitor right now is really, really close with Kazuki. If I was in the head of the captain of the Hungarian team, I will stay behind, try to stop Mine and Yuko, and then try to ask for Visitor, Kispe, and Grega to take at least one position in front. And in that way, you can try to fight. Mine and Yuko are not an easy customer to fight against, but
1278 is a losing combo.
yeah, with the 7-8, everyone is a losing combo. Sometimes the game becomes or 3 try to do
mark rounding
7-8, but yeah, a strange mark rounding from the Hungarians, where they lost the 7-8 with Mina and Yuko.
They wanted to make sure that they didn't get any penalties by doing that. We're a bit too lenient and allow Mina RV Sail to get into the third spot. I'm gonna quickly ask the chat, Lefka, if you're still watching us, where are you from? Penalty on Yuko.
Bad mistake from Yuko. He tried to break the overlap and make sure he was in a good position, but he was not. Yuko is doing actually a good idea, is try to block Greg over there, but not executed in a nice way. Next, Zunia in the same way is doing the same with Mine. Right back. So there is a nice battle here, but Kazuki and Yotsuki are coming back, allowing Kispe and Visitor to get more point. 5-18. So at the moment they are 1-4-5-8. The Japanese, that is a losing combo. And at the moment,
fights over here in front between Yotsuki, Isidore, and Kispe. As well as with FSC Kazuki and Grega taking the penalty.
Also Tsunya.
Tsunya as well. 7 and 8 loses the game.
Yeah, Japan actually went on the other way of the spectrum, and instead of try to get 1-2 and avoid 7-8, they force on the opponent the 7-8. Impressive what the Japanese are doing at the moment. Not taking any risk. One in control with Kazuki in control of Katsuni and Grega, and the rest are trying to go as fast as they can. Really, really well done by Japanese team on a tactic point of view.
Double penalty for the Hungarians, Visitor and Zunia.
3 penalties with Kispe.
Yuko adding another penalty for the Hungarians on Kispe. Mina Arviso is well in front. The Japanese have taken 1, 2, 3, 4 at the end of this downwind. The Hungarians still have one small upwind to try to catch up as Grega takes another penalty, Rule 18, in the mark zone, trying to attack Yotsuki. And Yutsuki, look at this move by Yutsuki, managed to get away from Visitor, who was trying to trap him. Espit takes a penalty. Trying to attack Yutsuki.
Yuko dialing down on Visitor to allow Kazuki to sail free. Japanese in absolute control here with all the 1, 2, 3, 4 impeccable racing from them. 15, 20, 20, 10, 20.
2, 3, 4 is 6 and 6. No, 6 and 4, 10. Yeah, 10 points.
10, 26.
Yep.
Yeah, that one is hard to come back, especially because there was a certain point where the Hungarian were in control in half of the downwind leg. But then Kazuki, like Azir yesterday, managed to get the match in his hand and change completely the outcome from a losing one to a winning one. And not a narrow win here.
Indeed, indeed. As we're watching, Mini RV still in first place. Not challenged. Crossing the finish line in first, Kazuki. Trying to get second. And Yuko is going to get third in front of Yutsuki. So a 1, 2, 3, 4 confirmed for the Japanese. With a 7, 5, 6, 7, 8 for the Hungarians. And we can directly switch to the scoreboard. Making it a 3-0 for Japan. Back-to-back wins so far for the Japanese team. Next up is in 1 minute and 30 seconds, a 3v3 on the offshore racer Das Boots Peterson and TTH Verag for the Hungarians, Wimwi Na 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 and Yutsuki for the Japanese.
That's really interesting. This one is another mixed event. While the Japanese are the only team that is bringing 3 female to this knockout phase. We met Kanako before, and now we have Nanana. And later on, there will be KRN.
Karen?
Yeah, Karen. I remember Karen, I do not remember the...
One player missing from each team so far.
Yeah.
Still have 30 seconds to join. Here we go, all 6 are in. So the Japanese still have 2 races to win if they want to qualify for the semifinals. The Hungarians need still to win 5 races. So if the Hungarians want to win now, they have to start winning the next races, starting now.
They still have 1. They can lose.
Yeah.
Then changing 5 match point is it's not an easy one. In this one, we have Mui Mui and Yutsuki, two of the finalists in Trieste, with Nanana against Zutz Peter, also called as known as Peterson, and Das Boot, that are two of the strongest sailors in the Hungarian team with the captain Kispe. Let's see how the match will go on.
30 seconds to go.
Penalty Yutsuki. Trying to give a penalty here. Penalty Nanana. Try to get a better position here. Probably also the Hungarian will take a penalty on purpose. Zutz Peter take a penalty on purpose. 3, 2, 1. Penalty for all the Hungarian team.
I believe Peterson might do a penalty start. Yep.
Yeah.
And fortunate for him,
moment,
that allows Yusuke to take quite an advantage on him. Yusuke is going to now be tacking onto port, so if he wants to, he can try to do a dial down on to TTH. Virag does just that and tacks again right over her. And meanwhile, Mimi is going to try to control Das Boot, who tacks away.
a really strong start for the Japanese, and I believe with just a little bit, so the two sailors going away in the third one doing mark traps, they can close the race at the first mark. Let's see if the Japanese can capitalize this the strong margin that they create at the start.
Yeah, well, it's the N-shaped course again, November, with a 17 knot average. So not a lot of wind.
But first of all, penalty for Peterson, Zutz Peter. Yutsuki in the back, defending Mui Mui and Nanana. Laughing up. He doesn't have the right of way. Oh, bad penalty here for Yutsuki. And right now, and penalty for Mui Mui for hitting the mark. That was not a nice capitalization for the Japanese, with a TDH Virag and a Boot that are really close for the rest of the fleet. Let's see what's
Virag is slowly gaining some speed on Mui Mui, but going slightly faster, 0.1 knots faster if she tries to go a bit wider to put more of her wind shadow onto Mui Mui. Try to slow him down further. Das Boot had to steer away from Nanana, trying to escape from Yutsuki.
TVH Virag playing smart. Yeah. TTH Virag is actually playing really smart, because she's going much faster than Mui Mui. She gets the position over Nanana because she's sailing on the path. Das Boot should be going away from that position, but TTH Virag is playing in a really nice and interesting way. She is the only one that could be close enough to give some.
She's going to be she's going to be on the outside though.
Yeah.
And the Japanese
nice protection of Mui Mui for Nanana. But TTH Virag has the kite up, and Mui Mui doesn't.
It's like it doesn't really matter in terms
Mui Mui he's hoisting the kite. He's hoisting the no. She was really close to Mui Mui, but he didn't manage to. She didn't manage to get the position.
But she did manage to slow down Muimui quite a bit, and that allowed Das Boot to get back into the mix as well. So if they can manage to catch up to Muimui and force him out of the second place and out of the third place, because a 1-2 and a 1-3 wins, they can still revert the situation.
The only situation where they can gain something is if the right wing shift is actually coming a little faster. So on the right hand side, the TTH Virag can get closer to Muimui, but still more than 20 meters away, and only 200 meters before the finish of the race. So really,
She's not
really
gonna be able
mission
to bow down on
impossible
Muimui.
here.
Yeah. Das Boot crosses the finish line in third, TTH Virag in fourth. Shoots Peterson despite his Rule 31 by touching the committee boat. Is going to take fifth place, sixth for Yutsuki, so it's going to be a 1-2-6 for the Japanese and a 3-4-5 for the Hungarians.
Yeah. We have the race scheduled for 1 minute from now, and the results are already updated.
Quick and efficient. Let's switch to the scoreboard. And it is now a 4-0 for Japan. Last race for Japan to win. If they want to head over to the semifinals, last chance for the Hungarians. Last chances for the Hungarians to prevent the Japanese from winning. Basically, it is match points. Next up is not going to be an easy race to try to prepare for and to know what will happen. Basically, just because the F50 is very fast, and with 5 players on each side, anything can happen.
Yeah.
But we're going to see, and I believe we don't have the same colors for the Hungarians. I might need to extend the race and ask them to change the colors. But it's going to be Kispe, Peterson, Rasta Tempo, Released, TTH Virag from the Hungarian side, FSC Kazuki, Karen, Miyarvisel, Yuko, and Tatexi for the Japanese side. We're also missing one of the players, actually. One of the Japanese. And I think it's Karen.
This is race 5, right?
Yes. Race number 5. Okay, so they're switching colors. They're gonna keep with their black and red color for the Hungarians. And we have all 5 Japanese in already, so just waiting for the Hungarians to come back with the correct color, and the race will start to 20:06.
Yeah, we still have 1 minute something. Let's see if this one is the first match point for the Japanese team. Is with the F50, so a boat that require a lot of and quick thinking. So really looking forward to see what is going to happen in a few seconds. Japanese is coming with Katsuki Toti Totexi. The female is the third female. This one is KRN Karen. After Nanana and Kanako, we already saw Mine Arvisale and Yuko.
And there we have
They
CCH.
are
Gonna make sure that
she's in control of the boat, and then we can start. You see, I scheduled for 21:06. Perfect timing. Super happy here.
So yeah, you've commented already on the players 5v5 and the F50. A lot can happen very fast. With a good start, you can definitely put your team in a great position. We've seen Roxy Johnny doing that yesterday against the French, winning them the F50 race. But I think that might have been in the 3v3 race.
Yeah, it was the last 3v3 race in that case. While I think Japan still have a strong team, most of the tactic in the start is important, but it's not fundamental. Everything could happen, and we are here ready to watch it.
Exactly 20 seconds to go. They're going to start far from the start line as usual with the F50. Gain maximum speed when they cross that start line. Watch out for any early starts. And we will see if they manage to get that timing correctly.
Hungarian kind of early with the Rasta Tempo with a penalty. Blocking the start. TTH Viraga
was a bit too early there. So was no shoot speed
Karen,
wasn't a.
So Japan have 1, 2, 3 winning combo. 1, 2, 5 is the worst winning combo with the 1, 2. Friendly fire, I believe.
2 times friendly fire
from Rasta Tempo to Relecid and Kispe. And so you could get to the 4th position.
That's still close with Rasta Tempo.
Rasta Tempo actually penalty hitting the mark.
The 4th. Yeah, 31 from Detexi, unfortunate, but that's going to allow the Hungarians to try to catch up a bit. But with 4 Japanese in the top 5, it's going to be tricky.
Rasta Tempo attack really nicely in front of Yuko. This one could be costly for Yuko and for Taxi that probably get a penalty here. And Peterson give him a penalty. So the major control that Japan have at the beginning of the race is not that major anymore. It's still pretty big. As you can see, Peterson get a penalty from Mina Arvisale. And Katsuki is coming for a penalty on Rasta Tempo.
Yep, did not want to risk anything and wanted to put the penalty, slow down Rasta Tempo to make sure that his Japanese teammates can gain a couple of meters and get closer to him. Rasta Tempo kept the 2nd spot for a while and is currently starting to lose it. He has the Taxi.
But he can cross in front of the Taxi.
Yeah.
Impressive.
It might have worked out well. He does need to try to make amends with his team by putting after 2 friendly fires at the start.
I would say 2 consecutive friendly fires.
And manages to pull away from I think it was Satexi trying to put a mark trap on him. Takes a lot of time to round the mark though. He went very wide. So lost some meters to that.
And he lost the 2nd and the 3rd position.
But the Hungarians are getting very close actually now. You see Release Seed Kispe very close to Yuko. What's happening behind between Karen and TTH Virag? TTH Virag is trying to get into the puff, gain some speed. Karen going flying past her over there, 40 knots for a moment. And let's switch back to the players getting close to the mark.
Let's see if friendly fire happen now.
Surely not.
Nothing so far. 1, 2, 3, 4 for Japan. It's really crazy how the result changed so far in this race. I believe again Kazuki MVP of the race here, with an impressive dial down done on Russell Tempo before. And also Minerva.
Most of the Japanese went to the right. You see them near the start zone. Minerva, Yuko, Totexi, FSC Kazuki went to the left. Peterson tried to follow. But release Ed Kiespe and Rasta Tempo did lose some meters on the Japanese. And this is going to be soon the last downwind into the reaching finish. The last chance for the Hungarians to try to do something. They need to first put themselves in position where they can. Looks like Schutz Peterson might be able to, but takes a penalty. FSC Kazuki read that. Takes a penalty from Kazuki and is not able to now put penalties on the Japanese to allow his teammates to come back. And it looks like we will have a 1, 2, 3, 4 for the Japanese.
So 20, I'll say 35. And this is the match point for Japan that is taking in this way the place for the semi-final that is going to face against the winner between Poland and Sweden.
With some celebratory friendly fire between the Japanese.
Yeah.
As
I
they
believe
have the
a well-deserved friendly fire for the qualification to the semi-final. Results are updated. Full dominance of Japan in these 5 races.
Next race in 2 minutes. Race number 6, the J73V3 Das Boot Kispe release. Ed for the Hungarian, Japan 985, Yuko and Tatexi for the Japanese. M-shaped course for this one with a 19 knot average on the course. And as you said, a match point, well, a victory for the Japanese, 5-0 currently. Even if the Hungarians win every single last race remaining, the Japanese qualify for the semi-final, and they will encounter the winner of Poland versus Sweden. While Hungary will be fighting the other team in Poland versus Sweden, not making it to the semi-final in the classification round. So we have our second team qualifying for the semi-final. The first one being France, who qualified yesterday against Germany, winning 6-3 in the end against Germany. So France will be playing against the winner of Italy versus Switzerland. Second team that we're watching right now.
That will be a really interesting match. As their old neighbor, Italy, Switzerland, and France. So
yep,
a lot of nice fight between each other, I would expect.
Which means that Germany will encounter whoever goes into the classification round between Italy and Switzerland.
Mm.
But yep, couple seconds to go. J70 on the M course. What can we say about that, Alberto?
J70 is one of the favorite boats. I believe Hungary is coming with one of the strongest roster they can. Japan is coming with a strong roster. I would say not the best, but still a strong roster. What do you think?
Strong roster for the Japanese 95 is a regular in the knockouts and in the Nations Cup, and no changes for the Hungarians in terms of who plays. Each of the players that we're going to see has already raced, so they are warmed up.
Yep.
So we'll see. It's an interesting matchup. And I guess we can now switch to the water for race number 6.
Yep. 40 seconds to go. Right wing shift on the racing areas. I believe the Hungarian are kind of early over there. Japanese are moving closer. Kispe at the moment is fighting with a taxi for the place near the race committee. Penalty on 985 at 9 seconds to the start. Really risky position for Lesida. Penalty for being out early. Penalty for Dasput and Kispe. Everybody out. All the three Hungarian team out. Penalty for being out.
That was a weird scenario here for the Hungarians. Not quite sure I understood the thing. Maybe they were kind of being pushed by the Japanese into the early start. Deciding that they were going to take a penalty from the Japanese boats, and decided to put the penalties themselves by going out early to then recover earlier.
At the moment, there is I believe a little bit of I cannot find the word in English. In Italian, it is scoramento. So it's not like depression, but it's like you do not feel the best because you already lost, and
okay, like a lack of motivation.
The lack of motivation, yeah.
But it is currently 1-2-3 for the Japanese, so hard for the Hungarians to come back.
Yeah.
The Japanese are doing a good job trying to control the fleets.
Japanese here are doing a masterclass on how to conduct team racing. Really, really impressed. Nice conduction. Almost spotless. So even the best team could have a hard time competing against a Japan like that. So if this is their statement, we are here to win, this is a really interesting statement. What would you think? You tend to agree?
It is. Yeah, I agree with you.
They didn't do anything extremely wrong.
No, they were lucky that the Hungarians did this weird start and doing the false starts for all of them. But then at the same time, they knew how to capitalize on the moment and make sure that Hungarians couldn't revert the situation. They were saying this is still the end of the first leg. They still have a couple of legs to go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 legs to go. As this boot behind takes a penalty from Yuko, and
mine was more of a night statement for. I mean, not only related for this race, but
oh yeah, no, for sure, they're definitely
the
going to
whole
show.
event.
Yeah, they're going to show
You can
the
see
other.
that they
team.
train. You can see that they are performing in a really nice way. So tactically, they learn a lot. Last year, if you remember, and they had trouble on the tactic, and this was one of the main topic because they have really skilled sailors. Yuko, Moimoi, Kazuki, Yutsuki. All this one are impressive solo sailor if you're not like team racing sailor.
Yeah.
Today we saw something complete. Not only today, but today in particular we saw something completely different. Is a nice team, a well-designed team. Everything went right at all the time. If I have to do a debrief if I'm the captain of the Japanese team and I have to do a debrief for them, it's like I don't know what to say. Perfect.
No, they're definitely continuing to improve in the Nations Cup. As sailors individually, as you said, they're really top of the world. Several of them qualifying in various final events, whether that's the eSailing World Championship, the Olympics, the K Championship, knockouts, various World Sailing Challenges, and all that. And we remember from last year they actually winning against Italy in the group stages. Italy, who just before that won 7-0 against France. So definitely shows that they're up there with the two favorites, France and Italy.
Yeah.
And as we mentioned at the start, just lack of time before they eventually make it to first to the final and then eventually win the Nations Cup. Not jinxing it for them, so touching wood, but that's what we hope.
I can see there is a massive improvement on the skill of the Japanese team. As you can see, 985 is flying alone. Taxi is here. Let's see what Yuko is doing now. If he's using it for practice.
I was gonna say that was one of the remarks maybe I would have said. Is maybe Yuko could have done a bit more in the back to try to put some penalties onto the Hungarians. Currently, he was wind shadowing to Dexy a bit. Because, going fast, they know how to do that. Individually, as players, they're one of the best to do it. Working as a team to put the penalties at the correct moment against the correct players is something that
it's another thing.
Is less intuitive and, is a different kind of skill. So maybe that would have been what I could have said to if I were in the Japanese team to try to do some feedback on it. But I don't see them losing this round anyway. 985 going to across the finish line any second now.
Yeah. Could they finish 1, 2, 3?
Maybe they're gonna have to fight for it at the end. Again, I think maybe this is where you can see some of the differences between Japan, France, and Italy. I believe France and Italy would have kept their third player in the back trying to do and put as many penalties as they can. So they get a 1, 2, 4, looks like it.
Yeah. 7-14. Still, not a flawless victory, but...
So far, in terms of points on the scoreboard, it is flawless, 6-0. You can't take that away from them. So let's switch to the scoreboard
Yep, already updated.
and prepare the next race.
$21.27, and let's go.
Oh,
Wrong?
I think, yep. It's a win from Japan.
My bad, I put the ball in the wrong point.
Race 7 is going to be on the offshore racer 4 versus 4 M course. Again, Mike course, not Movember, that's something else. Mike course, 17 knots on average on the course. So again, we've seen this course before. A long upwind, small downwind, small upwind, long downwind. With the offshore racer, 17 knots again is not a lot of wind, so likely more shifts.
Yeah.
And that will also prevent the players from flying away if they reach the downwind first, which is kind of what we saw with the Ilka previously.
Yeah. I believe now is the round of time for Vegas for the captain of the Japanese team.
Yeah, so I was actually about to do that and went to something else, but it is Zero, Zunia, Peterson, Visitor for their Hungarian team, and Mine Arvisel, Ozul, Vegas, and Tutexi for the Japanese. So first race for the Japanese captain, Vegas, first race for Ozul, and on the Hungarian side is going to be the first race for Zero.
Yeah.
And then for the rest of the players, where Zunia, Peterson, Visitor, all strong players. Peterson, no, it's not vice captain, but one of the most active Hungarian players with next to Desput.
Yeah.
And on the Japanese side, star sailors, I guess, would be Vegas and Tutexi. But Mine Arvisel and Ozul, also very strong sailors that we've seen in multiple events. But 30 seconds to go.
And this one will be an interesting start. You need to start nearby the race committee boat, making sure that you get the right position and you start strong over there. Seems the Hungarian are doing that. Let's see if the one in the back close the door and let them go in. Again, Visitor and Peterson out.
That's tricky with the offshore racer. That's usually what happens.
Yeah, the bowsprit is a killer. You always start a little bit early because you do not consider it well. And I believe a great start for the Japanese team.
Yep, they have one in the middle, two on the right, one coming in from the left. With Mine Arvisel.
Strong battle on the right hand side between Totti Totexi and Relizid. With the victory from Totexi.
Yep. Winning combo for 4v4, 7-8 is always a losing combo, so a 1-2 doesn't necessarily mean the win, but a 1-2-3 definitely puts you in a winning position.
Yep.
So if they have the 1-2-3 first, then I would say to keep their fourth player trying to slow down the Hungarians even more, because they will need to learn how to be this aggressive if they're gonna later try to encounter the winning teams in the next round. So You also don't know yet who between Sweden and Poland is going to take it.
Yeah. I believe you're spot on here, but I will do the mark trap on the next mark. Ozil is start to slowing down. But he left the inside. Let's see if he get a penalty or he give a penalty. He
Puts the
give a
penalty on
penalty to the
Visador. Is
first one.
gonna put his boat across the mark. Try to slow down further Peterson. Release said managed to get away.
But I will say really well executed. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. Doesn't really matter if some of the players continue to go in front, as long as they keep the 1-2-3, and Ozil can continue to put some penalties behind, slowing down some of the Hungarians. If you can push a 7-8 on them, then it's all the best for the Japanese.
Yeah.
Right now he is an 8, but in the downwind, so he can continue to slow them down to allow his teammates to gain a couple more extra meters as they start the short upwind. And Shoots Peter is actually slowing down a bit to let Zero pass in front.
At the moment, they understand that there's not much they can do to recover this race. The start was not impeccable from the Hungarian point of view. Was definitely not well executed start. We saw already a couple of starts that were really costly for them. We will see in the classification round if they can improve from that. What do you think?
Yeah, for sure. And again, they're going up against one of the most confirmed teams in the Nations Cup. So it was not going to be an easy task, and Ozil here putting up the penalty on Peterson. As the Vegas, Taxi, and Minar Visel are continuing onto their downwind. Let's quickly switch to Release Ed to see if he can catch any of the Japanese. So far, none of them are in his wind shadow, and with the jibe, they might be, but I don't think it's going to be efficient enough to slow them down enough to overtake. So the Japanese are slowing each other down as well. But not yet caught in the wind shadow. Switch to Ozil. Being slowed down by Shoots Peter. Looks like we have a 1-2-3 confirmed for the Japanese. Vegas, me, RV Sail to Taxi crossing the finish line. Soon to follow Release Ed and Visador.
Let's see if they can manage to put Ozil in the back of the fleet, or
you
can still keep the 7th.
And Shoots Peter is going to take the penalty, so is Zero. And the mark in Ozil actually might take 6. He does. So a 1-2-3-6 for the Japanese, 4-5-7-8 for the Hungarians. And we're going to switch over to the last race of tonight.
Sorry to disappoint you, but is race number 8.
There's still two. Race number 8, not race number 9. Sorry. We still have 2 races to go, my bad. But let's
the first one with the
Ilka. But yes, it is 7-0 currently for Japan. Next up in the Ilka 5v5. It can be quite hectic 5v5 on the Ilka.
Yeah, we have already Xero and Grega that are starting to warm up.
being the end course again, so we're going to have the long downwind for the finish.
Yep.
And 19 knots in average, which can be enough if there's a puff for boats reaching the downwind first to sail away out of any wind shadow reach. There's going to be a question of timing and a bit of luck if there is a puff coming in at the right moment. As we're going to see Zero, Zunia, Grega, Rasa Tempo, and Visador for the Hungarians, Japan 985 or 985 in game, Mini RV Sail, Muimui, Ozul, and Yutsuki for the Japanese.
And it's time to go.
It is indeed. With the starting procedure starting now. What can we say about the Elka in the M course?
And this one will allow us to have a nice last downwind battle with these puff of winds that if you're able to join to enter in one of them, the boat will be a little bit faster, a little bit more frenetic and hectic. So there is the possibility to enter in a way of being super fast and super tricky, and requires a lot of reaction time, a really small reaction time. So really looking forward to see what's going on after the start. 10 seconds to the start.
Yep. Currently watching one of the Hungarian boats who decided to stay close to the pin end. Penalty for 0. Watch out for any false starts. I believe Sunya did a false start. Mimi as well.
Professional jinxer here. Watch out for false starts.
Well, I was saying that because I was seeing Zunya going very close to the start line a bit too early, and
because it was close to start a little bit too early. Really, really well done.
Yeah, too late to shout it out to give him time to react. But anyway, currently Japan has the better start. Again, they have the RV Sail 985. Sorry, yeah, they have Mean RV Sail and not 95, Ozul. According to the 95 now. Well, it's switching all the time. According to the ranking on the left, as we're switching because there's a shift in the wind.
Yeah, we need to
And 95 is going to cross
what's
path, maybe with Greg up.
Yeah.
Yeah, too early to call anything. Still, so 2 races to go, so Hungary can still put some points on the scoreboard.
Yep.
Yeah. No, they weren't in. No, they weren't. Obviously, they weren't in the same group during the group stage.
With whom? No, together.
Hungary and Japan. So it's the first time that they reach each other.
Yeah. All the quarterfinals were split between the 2 different groups. So no match was done.
We've seen ease his sails a couple of times to be in front of Zero in a more efficient way, slow him down further.
Do you think they have the 1, 2, 3?
They could. Actually, we'll see how Yutsuki and those on the right end up. They went very far on the right, but they're going to be coming in a wider angles with a bit more speed. But I think they're still too far to catch up to the rest of the fleet. And it looks like they do have the 1, 2, 3.
And they're flying away at 15 knots.
Yeah, worst combo that you can get is a 1, 2, 5.
Yeah.
In the 5v5. Let's see if any of the Hungarians can put one of the Japanese in front in the wind shadow. Currently not, but the Japanese were slowing each other down between the Minar Visel and Ozio, so they might have lost some meters there, but I think this downwind is going to be too short for the Hungarians to catch up in any meaningful way.
I think I get distracted a little bit. What's happened to Muimui Sunya?
So Muimui Xunya went towards the right and didn't attack again to get into the shifts. So either
like
one of them was trying to, one of them was maybe trying to lure the other, and so they ended up getting stuck together with kind of without being able to attack towards on the correct shift. So we can watch the battle here. I think Muimui is keen to try to catch up on Junya and maybe put a penalty. We see the other boat starting their downwind.
Mm-hmm.
And at the mark rounding between the two, Muimui is the one who takes the penalty, and I believe has so far missed the mark, so might need to, it's fine, around the mark again. And Xunya is going to take some meters on Muimui, but it's still 120 meters behind the next player.
The next one.
So we have 3 boats on the right again, 2 Japanese, 905 and Yutsuki, and one of the Hungarians, 0.
Mm-hmm.
Mini RV Sail and Ozil still on the left, trying to control Grega, Visador, and Rasa Tempo.
I have to
Still
say
have the
that
1, 2, 3
Styro is really close, though, to the top 3.
Yeah, he is very close, but we're gonna see Mini RV Sail attempt a mark trap or slow him down. Which I think was the correct thing to do. Obviously, It was risky because if something goes wrong, he can be pushed to further outside of the 5 position.
Yeah.
But with Xunya and Muimui so far behind, the chances that they get then 9 and 10 are very low.
1, 2, 5, 9, 10 is really difficult, especially because Yutsuki is managed to get the Grega point also, and Xero and Visitor are covering each other. So even Mine seems to be in a comfortable position. Xero is not even attacking.
Maybe that comet is going to trigger something. Inching closer to Mini RVCO, we see Yutsuki behind taking a penalty. Mini RVCO is going to cross in front of Xero. Xero takes the penalty. Yutsuki was recovering from a penalty given by Grega. And Mini RVCO takes 3rd spot, so it's going to be a 1-2-3 for the Japanese, closely followed by Visador, Rasa Tempo, and Xero. Grega in 7. Yutsuki is not going to be able to overtake Grega, so he's going to keep that 8th place. And what is happening between Muimui and Xunya? Muimui is going slightly faster for a moment. Now they're going back to the same speed, 9.6 knots. Xunya out of Muimui's wind shadow. So I believe we're going to keep that same position that they currently are in, 9 and 10. 9 for Xunya, 10 for Muimui, meaning that the Japanese are going to end up with a 1, 2, 3, 8, 10. And the Hungarians 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9.
And that's the results. It's an 8-0 for Japan. Let's see if they can, the Hungarian can manage to get the last point.
Yep, last race this time. Currently 8-0 for Japan, so go back to back 8 times winning races for Japan. Last race is going to be Das Boot Peterson and Release Ed for the Hungarians, FSC Kazuki Yuko into Taxi for the Japanese in a 3v3 F50 race with an average of 18 knots on the course on the usual ESWC reaching course for the F50. So with the boundaries reaching start on starboard into some upwinds and downwinds into a port reaching finish.
I'm really curious to see what is going to happen. All the players are already in, so we're almost
With
ready to start.
3v3, you have more opportunities to predict and create some tactics, sort of strategies. Trying to control the start, trying to control that first reaching mark, and that first downwind gate definitely puts you in a more comfortable spot, which is easier to do in a 3v3 rather than a 5v5 that we saw earlier. Again, still a very fast boat, so any mistake can be very costful.
I believe both of the roster are really, really strong. So
Yeah,
I will hope for a nice show for this last race.
absolutely. And well, they just need to do a good start, and doing a good start, it's just going to put them in such a better position for the rest of the race for any team.
Yeah.
So that's going to be the game plan, I believe, for both teams. As we're going to switch over to the race and watch that starting procedure. Again, Peterson released dust boots for the Hungarians, Yuko, FSC Kazuki, and Totexi for the Japanese. What happened previously, I believe there was a couple of false starts in the previous F50 race.
Yeah.
It was a Japanese win, obviously with an 8-0.
If you remember, in the 5v5 was Relezid? No. Rasta Tempo that give 2 penalty friendly fire.
3 seconds ago is still a early start from the two Hungarians at the front. Dust boot taking a penalty from FSC Kazuki. Totexi also taking a penalty. I don't know if that was friendly fire or by release. Ed and Yuko is going to try to push the rest of the Hungarians away, but Dust boot actually keeps his third spot. The Japanese are still in a 1-2. Dust boots misses Yuko.
They're in 1, 2, 3.
And so FSC Kazuki is in front. That doesn't necessarily mean a win for Japan with a 3v3, and 1-2 or 1-3 is a winning combo. The Hungarians are currently behind, but still close to the Japanese, so they can definitely revert the situation. With Dasput coming on starboard here, watch out for any friendly fire. But having coming into the mark zone after Yuko, he is going to take the Rule 18 penalty, 10 second slowdown. Peterson on the right over here managed to take, took one position and is taking third position from Yuko. He can try to do a dial down, misses it, and is now gonna sail into a no wind zone. There is a puff coming in on the left.
Yeah, it's difficult now because the wind shift is on the left, the puff is on the left, moving to the right. Difficult for all the players to try to guess where the
release said a penalty from Totexi. Rule 10, that means that release said was on a port, and Totexi was on starboard when the collision occurred. And Totexi is gonna tack in front of Peterson. So the Japanese currently still keeping their 1, 2, 3 spots.
I believe Yuko want Totexi to try to slow the other down. Nice.
They're actually going to go on different marks. Peterson taking a penalty, Dustboot taking a penalty as well.
Yeah, amazing mark trap by Totexi, Totexi. This is the cherry on the top of the cake. Oh.
Yep, they were Bit confused there, the
close.
two Japanese. But they're still in front, still with that 1-2-3. So this is going to be the last big downwind of the race. They're going to head over into a last upwind. It's going to be half a downwind into a reaching finish. Currently,
Score
Kazuki
1, 2,
is
3.
currently Kazuki is far ahead, so he's likely going to keep his first spot unless something unexpected happens. And we'll see if any of the Hungarians can catch up to Yuko or to Texi, because they will need to push both of them out of the top 3. Houston tacking onto starboard. Both Japanese heading towards the starting zone. No friendly fire over there between the two Hungarians, Peterson and Release said. Yuko tried to do a dial down that Dasboot managed to avoid.
Let's see if Yuko in the end managed to give a penalty to Dasboot.
Well, he tried. So far, he missed.
But this one is a good possibility for Dasboot to give him the penalty, right?
Yeah, because Yuko is going to be pushing him towards the boundaries.
Yeah.
And Dasboot had no other way to go than to go outside of the boundaries, so therefore the penalty is going to be reversed onto Yuko. Meaning that the Hungarians currently have one of their players in the top 3. And Tatexi is purposely going to go on the other side to try to put a penalty on Dasboot that Dasboot manages to avoid. Dasboot currently in second. So he's in front of the two Japanese. Kazuki is going to be coming back to try to protect that 1-2 or 1-3 position. Dasboot taking the penalty from Kazuki. Well read by the Japanese. Kind of a tricky situation for Dasboot to be in.
Do not want to give them even not only a point, not only a score point like the one you get for getting one position. Incredible they are.
And Dasboot touching the mark, rule 31. A bit too eager, but Yuko also takes a penalty. Fortunately,
18.
no Hungarians are close enough to Tatexi. Release said was catching up, but Tatexi managed to pick up some speed again. So the Japanese will have the 1-2 winning combo. And Yuko finishing in 6th. So last score is going to be a 1-2-6 for the Japanese. A 3-4-5 for the Hungarians.
Yep. Results
meaning
are
that
updated.
We have a clean sheet for the Japanese.
Yeah.
Winning 9-0 against the Hungarians. What a match that was. So really shows the level and the commitment that the Japanese had in the Nations Cup. We really see the training and some of the tactics developing within that team. Obviously for Hungary, it's the first time they participate in the Nations Cup. So it's going to be hard for sure. You don't necessarily have all the techniques, tactics in your head yet. You haven't raced against any of the opponents, so you don't really know how they function and what you can expect from them, which is going to be the case for the other teams who have already played each other and can kind of maybe predict how they will behave and try to play. But nonetheless, it was a well-fought races, several of them, several times it could have reversed, but also several times we've seen just the Japanese, taking the lead early on and managing to keeping it with a 1-2, 1-2-3 finishing position at the end.
I believe the right word for the Japan tonight was tsunami. It's like the movement of water that destroy everything found in front of them.
A tsunami of a performance for the Japanese team.
Yeah, I think this could be the only way we can describe that. I don't think any other team could have done better in this situation. They were almost impeccable.
Yeah, well, it's hard to do better than a 9-0 with 9 races. So for
No,
sure,
no, I mean,
they're showing
if
that
there
even
was,
given the situation, yeah.
if it was Italy, if it was France, it will not finish a 9-0, but still will be a clear win for this Japan. Let's see if they can keep it.
Well, time for us to wrap it up. So it was Hungary versus Japan, a victory for Japan qualifying for the semifinals. They will be playing against the winner of Poland versus Sweden. That match is happening tomorrow evening at 20 UTC on the same channels that you're currently watching this match on, so either YouTube or Twitch of the Virtual Regatta channels. Other quarterfinal happening tomorrow as well at the same time as Poland versus Sweden is going to be Italy versus Switzerland. The winner of that outcome is going to meet France in the semifinals, while the other team is going to meet Germany in the classification rounds. Both matches are going to be streamed on, as I said, the YouTube and Twitch channels of Virtual Regatta, so make sure that you follow these channels if you want to keep updated. And time for us to wrap it up. Congratulations to Japan, good performance from Hungary. We'll see how they do in the classification rounds and against the other teams. This has been Oscar, your host, and with me, Alberto. Alberto, thank you so much for hosting this for me.
Thank you.
With me. And
thank you.
See you all tomorrow.
And see you tomorrow. Yeah. Bye.
Bye.